Well, folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and no, I'm not talking about the holidays. I'm talking about the Mecum Car Auction here in Kansas City. So this week on Angling Archaeology, we're going to take a little bit of a break from the fishing lures and look at some old school cars and trucks. And really, they have a lot in common if you think about it. What am I talking about? Well, old school cars and trucks and fishing lures are like peanut butter and jelly. They just kind of go together. And why is that? Well, A, nostalgia, B, character. I mean, think about it. You get into an old school C10 with a V8, you crank that motor on, you get the smells, the sounds. I mean, you're transported right back to the 1970s. Just like if you were to tie on an old school Arbogast or a Heddon and you caught a bass with that, that's the same thing that your grandpa or maybe even your dad, or heck, even you back in the day were catching bass on. You know what I mean? So it just gives you that good nostalgia feel. And on top of that too, let's talk about the character of old school cars and trucks and fishing lures. Let's be honest, folks, they look cooler, they were made better, and they were made to last. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head inside. It's about 25 degrees. My hands are getting ready to fall off. So let's go take a look at these cars and trucks. If you're a subscriber of Angling Archaeology and you clicked on this hoping for some fishing content, I'm sorry. This episode's going to be more about cars and trucks. But if you clicked on this and you're not a subscriber and you like old school cars and trucks and fishing lures, this might be the channel for you. So consider liking and subscribing. So anyways, let's get inside. So let's go ahead and just kick it off with this CK right here. This is a 1988 Chevy right here. I mean, these were a dime a dozen back when I was in high school. And heck, they're still even on the road today. I think this is going to be the next big thing. And I love this two-tone right here with this brown and tan. So 88 was actually the first body style after the square body. If you see this, it's got a little bit of a variation right here. You still have a kind of a dual headlight right there up top, and then they move into more of a full-size headlight a few years down the line. But I've had a number of these. Very cool, super clean. I love this color combo on this. And look at that. Nice bench seats. Wow. I mean, 3-speed. This is really cool. 4-wheel drive. Just really, it's a beautiful truck. Well preserved. Not usually a fan of aftermarket wheels, but it works for this. And this would be a fun one. Well, folks, it's Christmas time, and really, this is the ultimate family cruiser right here. You've got the wreath on the old Grand Wagoneer, and this is the ultimate kind of luxury SUV back in the day. And look at this. I think this is probably one of the most expensive production vehicles for when it was made. Let's see what year this is, but man, I love that color combo. That's amazing. In fact, I've had one of these before. I had an 86 back in the day. This one's an 89. But I mean, it just works. If you've seen the movie Great Outdoors, they got one in there. I mean, it's just kind of a classic Americana family cruiser. And I would not mind owning one of these. Just an absolutely beautiful Jeep. All right, so here's one for you Back to the Future fans right here. Marty McFly's dream truck. Here we have it. Toyota. And what's cool about this, you got Biff's cleaning supplies back here. You've got you got the shoes. There's Marty right there. The clothes. Oh my gosh, look at the hat from the, what was that, the 1980s cafe or whatever else. You got the hoverboard. Pretty cool. So I'm a sucker for all original. And this 69 Caprice really has it all. I mean, the color, the wheels, the caps. I mean, this thing is incredible. 427. Man, I wish this thing had smell-o-vision in it, because seriously, the It smells like the 1970s. Just even walking by, you get a whiff. It's so cool. And this is a cruiser. This is a boat right here. Gotta love that. That'll be a fun ride. This is pretty cool too. This is a 1965 C10 truck right here. And on the outside, you're thinking, hey, you know, it's got a little wear and tear. It's got that good patina to it. I mean, heck, it's even got some leaves in the back. Looks like it's been sitting out for a while, but I mean, they did just an incredible job on the wheel and tire combo on this. Love the interior. Classic, simple, nice seat. And here, you know, this may be faux tina. I don't know how original this is. It looks like they kind of, yeah, I think that's actually painted to make it look old. But what's cool about this, here's a little surprise, LS under the hood. So you get the look of dirty and grimy and amazing, and you get the power and performance of an LS. It's pretty awesome. So if you've watched my channel, you know that I'm obviously a huge C10 fan. Love these squared bodies specifically. And so kind of what's your flavor? Because Mecum kind of has it all. We got one over here and one over here. Let's take a look at this two-wheel drive one right here. This two-tone blue. Really nice. Just original, old school C10. Nice bed liner on it. I mean, this thing is very sharp. But let's say that you want the four-wheel drive flavor. Well, they've got that over here. So four-wheel drive's your jam. You got this awesome black and red two-tone right here. This is a 1987. We'll go around the side here. See, doesn't have the bed liner, but that's all right though. You probably want to use it as a truck anyways, right? So let's see. We got some standing over there, but you can see the. I guess you can't with the glare. And this is what I was trying to show you right here. As you can see the shifter for the four-wheel drive down there, but really cool. Here's one for you Dazed and Confused fans. 1969 GTO Judge. God, that's probably one of the coolest cars ever. If you remember that iconic scene where they throw the bowling ball out the window, goes through the guy's back window, that was pretty awesome. Here it is, 69 Judge. Very cool car. All right, I have to show this too, because you just don't see these every day. 67 Commando. That is a pretty cool ride. Now, I like the bullnose ones. Those were a little bit later on, but it's pretty neat. Old Jeepster Commando. All right, let's stop. Another square body. I'm like, squirrel. Anytime I see one of these, I gotta see what's going on. So this is 1979. So you're gonna see in some future videos, I'm working on a 78. See if we can get the interior there. Love that combo right there. Pretty iconic, that kind of cream, orange, late 70s. Two-wheel drive, long bed. Just super cool. See, I mean, like something like this is really nice, but this is what I geek out over. Or trucks like this. I mean, because you can just drive this and have fun with it. What a great truck, man. Very cool. And it looks like it's probably got a 305. Let's see if I'm right. I don't know. Yep, 305. There we go. Pretty cool. So I must hate to admit this, but my very first car ever was actually an old school Chrysler LeBaron, just like this, maroon. It's a rag top. My dad got it. I said, you know what, Dad? Not a fan of this. And he said, hey, if you don't like it, you go put an ad in the paper and you sell it yourself and buy whatever you want. And that's exactly what I did when I was 15. And that's what got me the bug of flipping cars, was selling this exact same one. This Chrysler LeBaron that I didn't want. And since then, I've probably had well over 100 cars, just buying and selling and having fun with them. But I gotta tell you folks, what's great about the Mecum auction is like literally there's a flavor for everybody here. There's a butt for every seat. It is just the most amazing car show. So if you folks have never been to the Mecum car auction, I gotta tell you, this is the best car show you'll ever go to. Even if you don't even think you wanna buy anything, just come here for the sights, the sounds, the smells of gas. It's just absolutely amazing. It's worth the price of admission just to walk around for a couple hours. So do yourself a favor. If you're a car fan, get get to one of these, it's a blast. Gotta absolutely love this right here. A Ram Charger. You don't see these. You see the Blazers, you see the Broncos. You never see the Ram Chargers. I had one of these in high school. I think it got about 6 miles to the gallon. 318 VA. You piled every single buddy into this thing. Just cruise.
Anybody give 16?
Absolutely love this. Now, talk about nostalgia. This thing has it all for me. I absolutely love it. Close the bid there for 15 grand. We should have held on to mine. Pretty cool though. $2,000.
$2,000. Anybody get $1,500? Anybody get two? I have $1,500. Anybody get two? $2,500.
Should have registered my
with an F.
Now offering
$2,000.
117. That's a 79
Can't beat that.
Got a V8 automatic factory air car.
Well, I gotta say, if there's gonna be one car that'll be in the stable one day, it'll be this. Except for I want T-tops. Bandit Trans Am. Screaming Chicken on the hood. Probably wouldn't do those rims. Now, this is a little different. That's a single headlight, so this is probably gonna be the 76. Yep. So the Bandit one was a 77. We'll see if we can't find one of those. This one's slightly different. Now, I don't dislike that front end. That's pretty cool. But if you're going to get a Bandit Trans Am, you might as well get a Bandit Trans Am. Mustang, anyone? All right, we're going to stop and appreciate this real quick. This is a 1980 Z28. Gotta love the stripes on that. Let's take a look at this. I mean, look at that. So this is the height of what they considered decal muscle, because what they lacked underneath the hood, they got in graphics. So you got those really cool graphics down there. I'm a sucker for it. I think it's super cool. So for me, you know, if it's just gonna be a cruiser, it might as well look good, you know. There's some stickers on there. Then that black with the tri-orange color, that's pretty amazing. This is in really good shape too. 4-speed, very nice. All right, and speaking of Bandits, this is what we're looking for right here. You got the honeycomb wheels. Look at this, even better, 4-speed, yes. Just absolutely love this. The only thing it's missing is the T-tops. The Screaming Chicken, but this is gonna be the correct one that Burt Reynolds would have drove. I mean, let's just stop and take a look at that front end. Gotta love that. So this is 78, 400. I think that's the best looking Trans Am front end ever made. Really, really cool. In fact, that was so popular. In fact, they mimicked other cars that have similar front ends Pontiac made. They were smaller and they weren't nearly as cool as this, but kind of had that teardrop design in the front. But love everything about this. All right, so I know I'm going pretty heavy on the square bodies just because I love them so much, so I'll try to diversify a little bit, but this is a pretty good example of what a mid-70s Silverado would look like, and you can tell by just the finishes on there. So you got the wood grain, and if you look at this, check out that detail that they have on the aluminum. So just the subtle kind of, you know, you got the little pocket right there, the leather pocket, and the, well, and then the badging too, obviously. But it's a nice little two-tone. Pretty cool. Yeah. Then up next to that, we've got this old school Cutlass. What's not to love about that? You got the old school wheels and nicely preserved. That's gonna be a fun one. Got a little moonroof up there as well too. Gotta love that. All right, so here's one for you Mopar lovers, and I love this as well too. This is a Roadrunner, and what's cool about this one, this is one you probably don't see a whole lot of. Share the same kind of front end as the Satellite, but this is a 73. So we're kind of getting a little bit out of the real muscle car era by 73, 74, at least as far as performance goes. I mean, look at this. You get the big kind of bulky bumper, but that's what I love about it. I mean, it's a little different. You don't see these. And you can tell there's a little bit of wear and tear on this. And this is really a true driver. So we've got the Roadrunner stuff, but it says Plymouth Satellite on here. So I wonder if this is a true Roadrunner or some kind of Roadrunner clone. I don't know. I can't say for certain. Certainly, okay. I bet this is, because unless they changed out the steering wheel. I mean, you got the, see if you can zoom in on that. You got the beep beep on there. Look at the column shifter on that as well too. That is just incredible. Love that. Just the little attention to detail that Dodge, Plymouth, and Chrysler did back in the day. The old school Mopars are just, I mean, what is not to love about it? Really, really cool. I'd have a lot of fun with this one too. So, you know, if I wasn't gonna get an old Trans Am or Chevelle, it'd be an old Mopar. I also have to have money first, which I don't have that. So, I guess we need to figure that part out. Check out this Boss Hog Cruiser right here. It's pretty awesome. I mean, when I said this thing literally has everything, it does. I mean, old school, newer ones. I mean, in airports, ladder truck. Seriously, you've got a little something for everybody. All right, here's one you definitely don't see every day. An old school Gremlin. Actually, you don't really see anything from AMC anymore. 1976, little hatchback. I mean, it's certainly got the character. That's pretty awesome. Not something I'd buy, but you know what? Like I said before, there's something for everybody. You go over to this side over here, 1968 Pontiac Catalina. In fact, I had one of these a few years ago. Mine was a 4-door, exact same color, looked identical to this, except for it was 4-door. I'll tell you, that thing was a cruiser. Yep, it's exactly like that on the inside. That was a lot of fun. I think I owned that car for all of 48 hours before I had it sold. But in those 2 days, it was a cool car. All right, so we got a pretty rare bird right here. So we have a 1986 Pontiac Grand Prix. Now let's roll over here real quick. So this is the Aero Coupe, okay? And what's unusual about this, I only made about 1,200 of these, is this right here. It's pretty awesome. You will not see another one of these out cruising around. That is a pretty cool car. All right, as my hunt goes on for the perfect Trans Am, I think I finally found it. All right, so here we have it. So now, I was a little bummed when I saw the year on this. It's an automatic, which I like that. The other one better because it was a 4-speed. But this one has T-tops. This is the 1981, it said. So they must have put the 77 clip on it, 77, 78 clip. So that kind of ruins it for me. But if you're looking for the look, that one certainly has it. So, I don't know, maybe you can get a better deal because it's an 81 with a different clip. There you have it. Now this one's pretty awesome. This is a 73 Nova. Gotta love that. So my best friend in high school drove a 74, called it the Brown Bomb. Pretty much destroyed it, but it was certainly not this nice, but this would be a lot of fun to have. Got a floor shifter there. So this is a full hatchback. His was a trunk option. I think the hatchback was actually more popular in these Novas than the trunk option, but this is it's a pretty cool car. Gotta love it. Love that front end on this. Man, when I said this place had it all, I mean, it really has it all. Look at these brass era old school cars right here. Look at that. That's awesome. I don't know anything about these. Can you imagine back in the day? This would be your point A to point B. Really cool. Quite a few of them too. Some Model T. What is this thing? 27 Model TT pickup. This looks like something the Beverly Hillbillies would have cruised in on. All right, I gotta show this just because we never see it. Are these kerosene lights, brass era, 1911? I mean, this thing is 14 years old. Spare tire. Look at that. Man. I wouldn't even know where to begin how to drive this. I mean, let me see our lever there. This thing's awesome. Plus, there's no way you can fit in that. That is like an adult small seat right there. Like, you'd have to be, yeah, well, you couldn't be my size, so let's just put it that way. Here's another one, too. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff here. I figure you get a little bit of a slice of everything here. So this is a 59 Belvedere, but what I love most about this is the fins on this. That is really cool. And a color you just do not see anymore. There was a movie Stephen King had, what was it called, Christine, and I think that was a 59 Belvedere as well too. It was a red 2-door. I think it was 59. Could be wrong. But it certainly had those fins, but it's pretty awesome. This right here might be Ford's biggest flop ever. This is the Edsel. So we got a 58 Edsel here. Looks like we got a little bit of a barn find. Should clean up. And, oh yeah, it's a little dusty, a little dirty. You know, what it lacked in looks at the time, although I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's certainly kind of an acquired taste. It's not for everybody because it's got just so much going on. And I think they literally threw the kitchen sink at this thing and put more money into them. It kind of put them into a little bit of a financial distress, all the money they put into this car. But if we can see the gauges and stuff, we have someone standing on the other side. Let's see if I can get over there so I can show you the gauges. The amount of detail is really cool, but it just costs so much to make these things. But here, we'll show you just kind of what the inside of this looks like. I mean, really cool. The attention to detail. Look at this right here. That's where you shift right there. Neutral drive, all on the steering wheel. Really cool. And then here's the miles per hour. It's almost like some kind of compass, if you will. Just a lot of neat character. And I'll be honest, that thing smelled like 1959. So let's keep moving on. Love these old school Cadillacs. These are about 30 feet long. Not practical by any means. Very cool. Followed up by a bug. Oh, here's some pretty cool stuff over here. Let's this looks like some stuff from kind of the foreign market. Well, let's go take a look at this Toyota. Right here, this Land Cruiser. That's pretty awesome. Got the fold down seats in the back here. Really cool. This looks like some kind of Volkswagen converted bus that I would assume is probably from some kind of island or resort. Kind of gets people from A to B. That's what I would guess. Let's see. I don't think that was production. It's probably got to be some kind of, yeah, custom bus. It's got the wicker seats. You can tell it's very island. I don't know. I think it's pretty kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but it's different. Old school Bronco. Now, I feel like I've been neglecting you Ford fans, although I love these mid-70s Ford. 76. It said it's one of 7 built. I'm thinking to myself, what is setting this apart? Obviously, that's not original. And they got these custom decals. Not a fan. But it's this right here. Apparently these mirrors that they put on there, only one of 7 built with those Western low mount swing lock mirrors. Now that interior is outstanding. Everything about the inside of this thing is just incredible. Really, really cool. I had a 78. Love that truck. But fortunately, it didn't love me back. The thing kind of crapped out on me, but I'll tell you, these are a lot of fun. Really, really cool. Now, if you hear me talking about my cars in this video, it's really because coming to this is all about the nostalgia. You know, I love coming back, taking a look of some of the cars I've had in the past and seeing what could be, you know, something fun in the future. And that's why I highly encourage everybody to head out to one of these, because it's just, gosh, it's such a great time. All right, now if I had access to a money tree and was able to bid on at least one vehicle at this auction, it would be this one right here, this 1978 Blazer. Always wanted a two-tone 70s round eye square body Blazer. This, for me, is the star of the show. I mean, I love it. So on the outside, we're thinking, hey, this looks pretty original. You got the original rally wheels, lifted nicely. It's tastefully done. Looks pretty original on the inside. Man, really, really nicely done. I mean, that color, that red and whites. Throwing some aftermarket exhaust. You can tell you got the tips on there. But here's something a little bit different. You're like, oh, you know, we got 350. No, what we've got here is a 6.0 Cadillac. Look at this, 6.0 LS V8. That's pretty awesome. So I'd say this one would be a lot of fun. But pretty cool. I think this would certainly be the one that I'd go for. But yeah, like I said before, gotta have money for that. Don't have that. I tell you, I'd love to bring this Porsche home, but it'd be risky business. So I gotta tell you, probably one of my favorite muscle cars ever, other than the Trans Am, is a Chevelle. But if there comes in maybe a third choice, would gotta be an old school Cuda, specifically this 70 Cuda right here. I love the back end of this, the styling of it. Would not do those wheels, would not do this color, but the front end of this, I mean, what is not to love about that? 4-barrel, 340. What do we got here? Yep. 70 Cuda, just super, super cool. All right, here we've got the staging lane. This is pretty cool. This old school Buick right here. Got all the boats lined up in the staging lane here. Just trying to keep it with a little bit of a unique theme of maybe some things you don't see every day. So it's not all just, you know, C10s and Camaros and whatever else. But look at this. This is pretty awesome. This Grand Prix, what year is this? This has got to be mid-70s. I would say probably 76-ish, maybe? Oh, 74. Okay. 76 probably had a square headlight. I don't know for a fact. But that is awesome. That is a time capsule. Smell-o-vision smells like the 70s. Check, check. Brown on brown on brown. Brown inside the rim. 50 shades of brown. I think it's just cool because you don't see these, you know? I mean, this was the two-door coupe of the day. And just a lot of character. Really cool. So here's a little factoid about the Fiero, which is pretty cool, is that they're going to make a twin turbo option that actually went faster than the Corvette. But GM had to put the stop to that because they were not going to have something like this go faster than obviously their trademark sports car. So they kind of toned it down a little bit, but still a pretty cool piece of, you know, automotive history right here. I think they're pretty cool. All right, so I talked about this earlier, but it looks like this LeBaron's going up to the staging lane here in a little bit, so we'll have to see what that goes for. See if that was a good or bad idea to sell that when I was 15. I'm going to say it was a great idea, but we'll find out what it goes for today. So I've got a soft spot for 76, either Caprices or Impalas. They both pretty much look the same. My dad had a 76 Impala, same color, but it was a two-door convertible, had the white top that's exactly like this, wire wheels. And I'll tell you, that thing was a boat, but man, it was a cruiser. I love the rear end on these. I mean, they're a country mile long, a lot of fun. But I'll tell you, the price on these is just gone crazy. Not for the 4-door, but if you try to get a 2-door convertible, I mean, you're gonna spend a little bit of money, but I think that's just kind of a timeless look. I think it looks fantastic. Look at that front end. Now, we were just talking about that Edsel a little bit ago. This one looks like it's in a little better shape. We'll, well, maybe not the interior so much, but you can see, oh, this one's a little different. Does not have the same push button as the other one did. All right, I had to look for it because I thought it did. But if you look right there, it does have a push button for your drive, reverse, neutral. Slightly different there on the gauges as well, too. Still a lot of character, though. I mean, seat's in great shape. Should be fine. But, pretty cool. Not something I'd buy, but, you know, it's automotive history. Gonna be honest with you, I'm a little shocked. I haven't seen my favorite muscle car yet, which is the 72 Chevelle. I've seen only a handful of Chevelles, which I think is even more kind of crazy. So, you know what? Let's go try to find one. There's got to be one here. This is a pretty cool booth here. This is PJ's Auto Lit, and so I've got a 78, and so you can look in here, and literally they will have every brochure, advertising. Like I bought this one here last year. I mean, anything you can think of for a 78 truck, they've got it here. I mean, they have it for every single vehicle you can ever think of. But I mean, for the ones that I own, this is pretty. Look at that. I gotta figure out what that interior is. Dang. Okay. Well, maybe I might need to buy the. See, they have a Suburban. They have a Suburban. But they have a Blazer one. I'd like to see what interior that is. Figure while I'm here, I might as well see if I can find the one for the Wrangler. Is that it right there? No, it's 94. I got a 95. 94, 94, 94. So if you see my channel, you know that I have a 95 YJ. And so it came out in 1987, went to 1995. 96, they didn't have a Wrangler, then they went to the TJ. So here's the first brochure of that. They didn't have one for a 95, unfortunately, but they have about every single other one. All right, so I found the big Jeep book here, but it doesn't have the actual just Wrangler brochure, but you can see, there you have it. Huh, pretty cool. Not sure if I need the whole book though for $20. All right, so we got a nice Roadrunner here, Camaro, we got GTX. I mean, we got everything here. There should be a 72 Chevelle, but I don't see it. Although, this thing, whew, yes. Yes, please. All right, here's a really nice 70 Chevelle. Like I said, I'm on the hunt, though, for a 72. I like the singular headlight in the front. This one has a dual front headlight. I also like the taillights as well, too. This one's pretty awesome. We're getting a little closer with this. So, another nice 70 blue. Pretty cool. But just not exactly what I'm looking for. So here's one that I saw go across the auction block, and I thought that it sold for $2,000, which I thought was crazy that you could get something this incredible for $2,000. Remember, we were watching that Ram Charger go through, and looks like it's the highest bid, because you'd see a sold sticker like you do on these other cars, and so we got a high bid. So I thought that was a little too good to be true for this to go away for $2,000, but heck, if that did, that would be absolutely amazing for someone. But I got a feeling it probably won't go for too much more than that. But there you have it. I guess I was wrong. Didn't sell. But man, that would have been a heck of a deal if it did. Okay, this one's incredible. This just looks like a Survivor that they just pulled out of someone's driveway. I don't know what this sold for. I'll have to take a look though. 73 Buick convertible. Whoa, man, shag carpet. Yep, got the smells. Rag top, I mean, like almost a matching rag top. I don't even know what you'd call this color. Faded camel. This would be a ton of fun just to cruise, because you do not see these and it's dirty. You wouldn't mind driving this everywhere because who cares, you know? It's got dents, dings, character, little rips in the seats. It's only 1,000 feet long. Wouldn't fit in your driveway. Certainly wouldn't go in your garage, but pretty cool. So if you're a car guy and you watch the show Hoovie's Garage, or the Car Wizard, right there, Hoovie just bought that. I just saw him out here and asked somebody who's bidding on. He said he bought that puppy right there. No real shocker there if you ever watch his channels. He's kind of into those things. So I thought that was pretty cool. And he was eyeballing an old school, like 70s Buick, but not sure he got that. So a few years ago, I actually sold a Camaro identical to this, except for mine didn't have the white rag top on it. But really, same color, rally wheels, 74, high bid 12,000. I only got 9 for mine. So, dang it. I also didn't have the scoop on the back, but yeah. If there's one that I could get back, it would have been this one. Mine had a Firethorn interior, which is a red interior. The steering wheel was so sticky you couldn't even put your hands on it. It was a blast to drive, a lot of fun. All right, so I kind of feel bad for you Mustang folks. Haven't shown any Mustangs yet, but look at this Mach 1. I love these ones right here. This is a 71. I mean, obviously not the most popular body style, but 71 fastback. It's just cool. You know, man, if you had the louvers on there too, really tie all that together. I just think that had such an awesome look. I mean, I am shocked. There is about a dozen 1970 Chevelles here, but not 172. At least that I've found. I think I've walked this thing like 3 times. Although I'd be okay with this. 4-speed, 454. You know, get the nice rally wheels. That's, you know, I wouldn't complain having this. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Angling Archaeology, where we unearth the good old days. I want to thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough of the Mecum car auction. And I'll tell you, it's just a blast. Like I said before starting this video out, I probably mentioned it 1,000 times. The nostalgia factor is there. I know it's not fishing lures, folks, but I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun to look at. So not to worry, we'll be back to fishing content next week. And for those of you that are new to the channel just watching this, if you're into fishing and old school cars, consider liking and subscribing. Why not? It's free. So, anywho, that's going to do it. And until next time, folks, we'll see you on the water. Thanks for watching Angling Archaeology, where we unearth the good old days. Don't forget to like and subscribe.